So if you're like most people, you've probably looked into writing a to-do list at some point in time when you had too many to-do items sitting in your head and you needed to just get it out because it was causing you too much anxiety, you were confused, you were missing things, so you just had to get it all out and write it on paper or type it into an app or put it into a diary or something. And I'm sure in the beginning when you started doing this, you were making good progress. You were getting things done. You were checking things off and you had that high. And have you ever noticed that no matter how you go about cataloging your to-do list, it never really gets done? Like you might be using paper or you use an app. You could be doing bullet journals and finding a system with that. And you go on Pinterest and you have people who are just spending all their time decorating bullet journals and you wonder where the productivity is actually. So yeah, I am making the case that it kind of sucks and it's overwhelming. So what should we do about it? Let's talk about that. Step one. Make peace with your to-do list. All right, guys, I'm gonna level with you. End of the day, you're not gonna finish that to-do list. Yep, I said it. You're not gonna finish it. And if you thought I was gonna tell you that there's a way to finish it, the first thing you gotta realize is there's no way to finish it. It will never get done. That's just how it is. So if you're not gonna get the to-do list done, make peace with the idea that it's never gonna get done. And I say make peace with it because many of us look at that list and we take it as a sign of failure and frustration that we weren't able to finish it. It's not. Don't look at it that way. Not completing a to-do list or not completing all the things that you have to possibly do is not a failing on you. Step two, prioritize good habits. Oftentimes when people come to me and they ask me, what's the number one diet plan to pick from? Should I cut my carbs? Should I cut out the fats? Should I increase the protein? Should I do intermittent fasting because I read something about the health benefits and it's kind of like Ramadan fasting? What should I do? And I tell them, guys, be consistent. The most important thing for your diet is that whatever you choose to do, and it doesn't matter what it is, be consistent with it. Because what really kills gains is the fact that you started it, you got motivated, and you stopped. When people ask me what the best workout program is, or when the best time to work out is, I tell them the same thing. What are some places to start building habits? You could start with your faith. Look at the way you do your prayers. Are you praying the 5 daily prayers on time? Could you increase your khushu' in your 5 daily prayers? Maybe you can add some sunan, some dua, some dhikr. You can develop a wird. Start small. Don't start with anything big. You don't have to go overboard. Start with something small. Build on top of that. The same thing would be true with your health. Find a workout plan that works for you. Find a diet plan that works for you. Maybe you have some professional development you can do to increase your earning potential. Pick some classes and put aside some time where you can study on a regular basis and build your knowledge base. Another place to spend time and build habits is with your family. Can you spend more time with your kids? Can you spend more time with your spouse? Finally, step three. Now let's get to that task list. I like to focus on 1 or 2 top tasks. I don't like to go overboard and make everything a priority because if everything is a priority, nothing is a priority. And now how do you pick those 1 or 2 tasks that are going to be your top priorities? I have 3 ways I look at it. The first way is, do I have something on my plate that has to get done immediately? And if I don't do it, there are going to be some very serious consequences. For example, if my job has a deadline and if I don't get it done by tomorrow, my team is going to suffer, I'm going to suffer, it's going to look bad on me. The second way I choose my priority is I look at tasks that if they were completed, they would have a huge amount of value for me or for my family or whatever work I'm doing. For example, maybe you're in school and you have a deadline on a big project and there's no exception, there's no extending it. And you know if you don't start working on it today, you're going to dig yourself deeper in the hole and you won't be able to finish it within a week. That becomes a top priority. The last type of task that I'll put at the top of my list when I'm looking at my task list is a task where I've been procrastinating on something and I've been thinking about it quite a bit. I've written it down. You know, I've done David Allen's get it out of your head, but it doesn't matter if I write it down, it's still on my head. So what should I do with that? Well, I found in the past, I would just kind of let it sit for longer and go do something else. I try to distract myself with, digital dopamine. It's better to face uncomfortable tasks, get them over and done with, just rip that Band-Aid off and be done with it. In saying that you pick 1 or 2 priorities, I'm not saying don't do anything else. What I'm saying is that if you complete those and you complete nothing else, be happy with it and just make your peace with it. Get some habits done, get some tasks done, and if that's all you get done, khalas, it's a good day. Don't beat yourself up over it. But if you do feel like you have energy and time and drive and whatever else, then please go ahead. Sometimes what I like to do is if I have, let's say, I've worked for a long day and I see 5 tasks that are related to sending follow-up emails. I'll take all 5 of those tasks and I'll do them all at once. I'll take like a half-hour block and say, okay, let me crunch through all of these. And I need to set meetings with all these people. Let me set all these meetings over here. All right, guys, so let's summarize. Number 1, make peace with your to-do list. We know they can't be finished, and that's okay. It's not a sign of failure. That's just what life is all about. You're always going to have things to do. Number 2, fill your day with good, consistent habits. Good, consistent habits will make you stronger and better, more intelligent, more competent, and more accomplished in this life and in the next. Focus on your faith, your family, your finances, and your health. Finally, try to get the top 1 or 2 most impactful tasks completed that day. And that doesn't mean that you have to only stop there, but if you do stop there, pat yourself on the back and say, khalas, I'm done. Alhamdulillah, this is good enough for me. That is how you will be done with your to-do list every single day.